I personally didn't start watching anime until I was 22 years old, which is pretty late compared to most people that watch anime. When I first started watching anime, I just did what most of you probably did, which is get recommendations from my brother.
1 minute anime recommendations, a place further than the universe.
I watched the modern classics as well as all of my brother's favorite anime. But as I got deeper and deeper into the anime game, I started talking about anime with so many people, and it started to bother me that whenever Naruto was brought up, I would just be left out of the conversation for about 20 minutes. No one was being mean, I just hadn't seen it. I wasn't able to have an opinion on characters or plot points in Naruto. It just felt like everyone had seen it except me, but I always avoided it due to people warning me about its length and large amount of filler. My brother also told me that I might not enjoy Naruto as much as he did because when he watched it he was in middle school, and now I'm an old fart, just an old geezer. Despite all these reasons, I decided to watch Naruto anyway, because I was just so tired of missing out on all of these conversations, references, and jokes. Like, what are you laughing about?
I wanna laugh too, damn it!
Let's answer the most important question first. Was it worth the time?
You better believe it! Date bayo, Sasuke!
People can say what they want about specific parts of the anime that were bad, such as the aliens at the end, or all the filler, but let's be honest. Obviously there's a reason that Naruto has had so much success. Naruto has definitely done so many things right. Every fight pre-Shippuden are won through clever fighting tactics and not just some transformation or random power spike, which is definitely a plus for me. I loved how Naruto had such a lonely childhood, but never uses it as an excuse. He would always listen to someone's reasons for doing bad things such as Gaara, Neji, Pain, or even Sasuke. And they would all tell Naruto in one form or another that he doesn't understand some type of negative feeling that they went through. They say he doesn't understand loneliness or the pain of loss because he never had anything worth losing. They said he didn't understand what it was like to have no friends, and after hearing whatever the opponent has to say, Naruto never retorts with his own struggles. He always acknowledges their pain and their suffering, and lets them know that he understands. Then proceeds to beat their ass, of course, but still, I love the display of wisdom and foresight to realize that it's not about you right now. And I love that about Naruto. It's really easy for me to root for a character like Naruto because he isn't particularly good at, well, anything. At the beginning of the series, he fails all the time. He fails to graduate the academy 3 different times, and then he fails to get with Sakura. Actually, he might have dodged a bullet there. Having a main character like this isn't seen as much in newer battle shonen, such as Jujutsu Kaisen, where the main character is strong as hell from the beginning and is never frightened by any of the demons they see early in the anime. This shit just isn't relatable to me at all. One Punch Man, reincarnated as a slime, Sword Art Online, Misfit at Demon Academy. The list just goes on and on. Anime protagonists nowadays tend to start with a silver spoon in their mouth and no personality so that the viewers can project themselves onto these characters and imagine being super strong main character badasses. But this just isn't how life actually works. I prefer the rags to riches story where our protagonist starts off with nothing and manages to accomplish his dreams anyway. Naruto also has many other great characters and does a pretty good job of giving most of them their time to shine, which is pretty impressive considering how many characters they have. My biggest reason to not watch the show in the first place was the time commitment of 700 episodes, but over 40% of that is filler, and there is now filler lists that help us skip all of that. I skipped the filler personally, and even though I have a full-time job, wife, side business, I still was able to watch all of Naruto and Shippuden in less than 2 months. Maybe that sounds like a lot of time to some people, but it didn't feel that long while I was watching it. In fact, if the middle school me had access to this, I probably could have watched all of this in about half the time. The biggest negative with the actual show that I saw was the 2 village elders. I'm getting so mad just thinking about how many lives they've ruined and got away with it. And we never even get to watch them die because they are never depicted as villains. They, along with Danzo, ordered...
Hello, I am the editor Tayuji, so my brother Yuko is actually about to drop a pretty big spoiler, so if you want to stay spoiler free, then skip to this timestamp, or if you have already seen Naruto, then feel free to keep on trucking.
They ordered Itachi to murder his own clan or else they would just kill the clan anyway. That's after pushing them to the edge of the village because they are actually racist towards the Uchiha. These people are actually Hitler and ordered genocide by one of their own and never felt remorse. And don't think the third Hokage was any better. At the meeting where they give Itachi the order, all the third says is, well, you give me some more time. Maybe we don't have to resort to violence. Like, are you in charge or not? Why the f are you actually listening to these old heads? And why didn't he tell Naruto about his parents? Naruto asks about them, and he says, that won't bring them back, and leaves. Literally leaves! Also, just what kind of village leader decides, you know what? This kid has a demon inside of him, and we don't want him to get all worked up, so let's isolate him and let everyone treat him like sh**, and no one tell him about his past. There are other issues with the show that pop up for me, like Amaterasu never killing anyone with a name, even though it's so powerful, or the scene where the third Hokage is trying to seal Orochimaru for 40 episodes. But these types of issues tend to happen in longer running shows. It's hard to keep everything in a fictional universe in line over so many years. A lot of things that I noticed that were negatives didn't take away from me enjoying the show, such as the fact that the kunai never actually kill anyone, or that Konohamaru has a camcorder at the end of Shippuden. Like, where'd that come from?
Okay, sorry, it's me again. So after hearing this, it actually got me thinking, and yeah, a kunai by itself has never killed anyone in the entire series. The closest that a throwable weapon has ever come to actually doing some real damage was in the first episode where Urika-sensei is hit by the gigantic shuriken. They make it super dramatic, like Urika-sensei is going to die, but he is completely fine the next time you see him. He isn't even in a wheelchair or anything for a little bit, like no healing arc or anything. Why are kunai so useless in Naruto? By the way, I love Naruto, please don't hate me. Sorry again about the interruption.
These types of things bother me for a second, but don't take away from the actual show. The only thing that truly bothered me about this anime is, like I said earlier in the video, Mr. and Mrs. Hitler of the Hidden Leaf Village and their minion, the third Hokage. But for me, it didn't really matter if it was going to be enjoyable or not. I just wanted to have an opinion of the show, whether it was good or bad. Despite the negatives in this anime, I ended up enjoying it a lot. I even got emotional at times, and not just with Naruto. Most characters have their time to shine and make you care about them in one way or another. This anime was full of so many impactful moments that can only occur in a long-running anime because you need time to build up to these moments. I even ended up caring a lot about the villains in this show, like Itachi, Pain, Zabuza, which is a sign of great characters in my opinion. Itachi killed his whole family, yet I love him, and I don't think he's evil. If you made it this far in a video talking about why it's still worth it to watch Naruto, you might as well go ahead and watch it, man. Also, if you made it this far in the video, you should go ahead and like it, and maybe share it. Maybe share it with someone else who is on the fence about watching Naruto, so you guys can watch it together, and then maybe they share it with someone, and then they share it with. But seriously, thank you so much for watching the video. I really enjoyed making this one, and just remember,
Datte ba yo, Sasuke!